Ahead of the July 12th local government elections in Lagos State, the National Youth Council of Nigeria is calling on young people to participate in politics in order to ensure more development at the grassroots level. The electoral process will take place in 57 council chairmanship seats and 376 councillorship positions spread across the state's 20 local government areas and 37 local council development areas. Well, for more on this development, we have with me the chairman of the Youth Council of Nigeria, Ibrahim Adigun, who is joining me on the knees to have this discussion on youth participation in politics, especially with the fact that local government elections are coming on in July. Are youths ready, looking at the past elections we have had, general elections we have had, governorship and presidential? Do you think youths are ready to own up or take over power or take over the process?
Yes, the youths are ready. And first of all, thank you for having me. And the word that, or the phrase that the youths are ready or not is evident at the level of the grassroots and across all facets of governance in Nigeria and Lagos. For example, if you look at different young persons that are occupying government positions, like the current Honorable Commissioner for Youth and Social Development is a youth, and you can see the way he's driving the ministry to ensure that young people are galvanized together for greater prosperity, in ensuring that the Teams Plus agenda of Lagos State, of ensuring that no one is left behind, is achieved. So, and if you look at the grassroots also, we have a lot of local government chairmen that are winding down now to leave office, that have spent 2 terms in office. Not to mention in particular, a lot of the young local government administrations have performed excellently if you are going to measure across the 57 local government and local council development area. And a community can only develop, a nation can only develop when the young persons are empowered. So, and that is why there's a mantra, there's a slogan in the Youth Council where we say, build the youth, build the nation, because we believe when you empower the youth, you are empowering the nation. So it is easy for us to say, looking at all the indices, looking at all the parameters that we have around us, young people, of course, are ready, and of course, they are dedicated and are willing to hold power. Of course, as I've said, they've demonstrated with the little ones they've gotten.
Looking at the July local government elections coming up now, do you think that we have a lot of young people coming up to contest that elections? Do you think that they have a plan to ensure that their various local governments are developed? Absolutely.
And again, I don't want to mention names, but this election is practically, this election in Lagos State at local government level is practically an example of election where you have a lot of young persons across the 57 local government and local council development areas that have thrown their hearts into the ring to wanting to become local government chairman, of course, wanting to become councillors across the 57 local government and local council development areas. And when you check the social media space, if you look at the campaigns that are more dominant in this space, they are from the young people because of their energy, because of their enthusiasm. And these are people who have record of performance in public space in the past. So for me, I think with the indices that we've seen so far, that the number of young persons that are trying to participate in this local government election is unprecedented. It has never happened before. And with the information they are doling out to the public of what they want to do, I believe that they have what it takes and they have plans of what they want to do when they get into the public office.
Beyond contesting elections, what way can young people participate in the electoral process?
Yes, absolutely. I love this question because the truth of the matter is Lagos State has over...
We're not just talking about Lagos State.
Okay.
Nigeria in general.
Yes. Nigeria generally has its population to be over 60% of young persons. So what it means is that we can't have all young people to occupy government positions. So what it means is that aside from occupying government offices, we also need to upscale the capacity of young people. We also have different agencies, different sectors, academics, IT, education, entertainment. Young people can also lead in those areas. And that is why the National Youth Council of Nigeria, 2 weeks ago, we launched what we call the Lagos Youth Development Institute. Now, the essence of the institute is to upscale the capacity of our members across the 57 local government and local council development areas. And if you have, for example, you have leaders that are built across all facets of life, it is going to be easier for, of course, the local government chairman, for councillors, for members of our assembly, members of House of Rep, to also see people that will ensure that the work they are doing from the top gets to the bottom. So it is not, of course, we are not advocates that all young persons must be in office, but be a leader, demonstrate leadership in everywhere you find yourself, in your place of work, in your family, and so on and so forth. And that is what the National Youth Council is doing. In fact, recently we also did what we call the Youth and Governance Symposium. The essence of that is to charge young people to also participate in politics. We can't sit on the fence anymore. We must be involved, and we must not think that it's until we vie for political offices that we can be involved. Voting, casting our ballots on election day, not roaming around on the streets of Lagos, playing soccer on the street of Lagos during electioneering period are examples of...
That's what we see everywhere.
That's what we see, but that's our charge now. Our target is for us to ensure that out of over 10 million young people we have in Lagos, if we can get at least 2 or 3 million of them to vote in this forthcoming election, it will be a milestone that we can now measure ahead of the 2027 general election.
So before we go now, how do you get 3 or 4 million youths to vote in election? Okay,
so practically speaking now, what we are doing now is we have started the collaboration with relevant stakeholders across all our 57 local government and local council development areas. So we are doing everything possible to begin aggressive advocacy for voter sensitization and participation. And of course, our target is that for every month, we're able to get about 10,000 young people. For every week, we're able to get additional 10,000 people who are also going to trickle it down to the level of the grassroots. And we believe with our consistent and aggressive advocacy, we'll be able to reach 3 million, and of course with the support of relevant stakeholders.
All right, thank you so much for talking to us this morning on this issue. National Chairman, Youth Council of Nigeria, Ibrahim Adigun. Thank you so much for joining us. State Chairman, yes, thank you so much for joining us. All right, at this point, that's TVC News this hour. For more updates on the stories we're monitoring, you can visit our website, www.tvcnews.tv. You can also follow us on our social media handles, Facebook, Instagram, and on X at TVC News NG. On YouTube, we're live at TVC News Nigeria. Thanks for watching.